betrayal, heartbreak, and a family torn apart. Robyn Brown's secret scheming may have finally caught up to her and Kody. Brown isn't turning a blind eye anymore after uncovering her manipulation. Kody has kicked Robyn out of their home, and now her children are facing a harsh ultimatum. Robyn, now left with nothing, is out on the streets sobbing alongside her devastated children. Hey friends, welcome back. I'm Sienna and this is TLC Future. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you never miss the drama unfolding in Sister Wives. Let's dive into the 8 ways Robyn Brown's peculiar behavior has damaged Season 19 of Sister Wives. Season 19 of Sister Wives hasn't been pleasant, not for the Brown family and certainly not for the viewers. One of the big reasons Robyn Brown's persistently zany behavior, which continues to crack the family unit and damage the show's emotional center. Robyn, who is now the sole wife standing by Kody's side, has long been a complicated piece of the family puzzle, but her endless self-absorbed monologues and dramatic meltdown moments in Season 19 have exhausted many viewers despite being left standing as Kody's marriages to Christine, Janelle, and Marries fell apart. Robyn's bizarre behavior in the most recent season has only become more extreme and infuriating to watch. Kody's earlier divorces were painful, yes, but his relationship with Robyn has arguably been the most problematic all along. While there's a layer of true affection between the two, they've clearly struggled to adjust to life without the other sister wives. With Robyn getting more of Kody's time and attention, her eccentricities have become more noticeable, even uncomfortable for longtime fans in Sister Wives. Season 19 viewers saw a different Robyn, and not in a flattering way. Robyn has always been among the show's most emotionally volatile figures, but in this season her reactions took things to a new level, and for many viewers who've been watching closely, the signs of something deeper and darker were unmistakable. But after working through Kody's divorces and gradually finding a new pace with him, Robyn had appeared to have regained some emotional equilibrium, although she might not have been consciously playing herself down on camera. It definitely seemed that way in previous seasons. Season 19, however, spanned a significant and emotionally charged period in the Brown family's life, and watching Robyn evolve from bursts of anger and frustration in the beginning to visible anguish and unease by the end was difficult to digest. And yet there was something calculated underneath it all. Robyn was an expert at provoking sympathy. Her tearful episodes on the eve of the season seemed suspiciously timed, like they were designed to pull at the audience's heartstrings, even if it was genuine. Her tantrums could have been real, but something didn't quite sit right. What really jumped out in this season of show was Robyn's selective memory, which seemed not just emotional fog. In fact, Robyn was a doer in previous seasons, fairly sharp with details, but this time, she conveniently forgot key moments, even those where she is clearly present, often denying events that don't fit the narrative she seems to be building. She seemed to be rewriting the narrative herself, attempting to fashion a more positive version of herself for the cameras. Her recollections in her confessional interviews consistently conflicted with other family members' recollections, frustrating her castmates and audience members and leaving them confused and annoyed. Her account made others seem incorrect or untruthful, and that's where the deepest harm was caused. One of the most destructive defects in Robyn Long's character for years has been her failure to assume responsibility for her actions. She will accept blame, but only in measured doses. She often positions herself as being part of a problem without ever admitting to causing it, steering the focus away from her role in any breakdown. This became especially problematic this season, just when talk had shifted to Kody's adult kids and the strained relationships he now shares with them. Robyn's deflections just added fuel to the fire. She was present for some of these key conversations. Her memory told a different tale. Robyn has repeatedly attempted to position herself as blameless in all the chaos, insisting that none of it is her fault, but as Sister Wives viewers know all too well, her words rarely match her actions. The inconsistency between what Robyn says, and what we see on screen has made her one of the most unreliable narrators of the show. Her constant refusal to take accountability has led to clashing narratives, leaving fans unsure of who, if anyone, Kim can be trusted as season 19 progressed. It became increasingly obvious that Kody was being portrayed more as a victim than a villain. Whether or not that reflects reality, what stood out was just how deeply Robyn's influence had embedded itself in Kody's decisions, more deeply and destructively than ever before. Although it wasn't always explicitly demonstrated on screen, it seemed like Robyn was behind the scenes pulling the strings, and Kody couldn't or wouldn't make decisions of his own. Was she really manipulating him? Perhaps not necessarily in the classical way, but over and over again. It appeared that Robyn was nudging Kody in the direction she desired on her timeline. For her purposes in the past, Kody has always relied upon Robyn, but this time around, tensions were rising between him and his older children, with Robyn's resistance to what was better for the family becoming clearer and damaging, partly unintentionally. Throughout season 19, Robyn's behavior felt emotionally manipulative. She seemed emotional only when it suited her. To be that calculated switch from cold to vulnerable wasn't lost on viewers. Her lack of empathy was striking rather than embracing the reality that Kody has a sprawling family of 12 children. Robyn seemed focused solely on her inner circle. The so-called core family, anything or anyone beyond that sphere, appeared irrelevant to her. The cracks began to show most clearly when Kody opened up about trying to reconnect with his arranged children without her involvement on the surface. Robyn acted supportive, but behind closed doors in one-on-one interviews with producers, her disapproval was unmistakable. Her unwillingness to let Kody act on his own instincts revealed something deeply unsettling. Robyn wasn't interested in what was best for the family. She was only interested in what kept her control intact. Even more troubling was the inconsistency of her own narrative. Over the course of the season, Robyn's version of events would shift, sometimes subtly, sometimes dramatically, and those contradictions didn't just confuse viewers. They stirred up conflict within the Brown family itself instead of providing clarity. Robyn's shifting stories muddied the waters, fracturing trust, breeding resentment, and making it increasingly difficult for anyone to see her intentions as sincere. By the end of Sister Wives season 19, one thing had become painfully clear: trusting Robyn at face value is becoming nearly impossible. As Sister Wives season 19 wore on, Robyn's true colors began to shine through, and not in the way she likely intended, though. She made every effort to come across as truthful and sincere. Robyn consistently twisted the truth to serve her own narrative. Her actions told a different story, one that stirred chaos in the Brown family, especially when it came to Kody's children. Knowing that Kody's relationships with most of his adult children were already strained, Robyn failed to provide solutions. She instead amplified the dysfunction time and again. She either held Kody back from reaching out to his children or inserted herself into delicate situations where she wasn't needed, rather than acting as a bridge between Kody and his kids. Robyn often acted like a gatekeeper, deciding when, how, and if Kody could engage with them. The conflict didn't stop there. Robyn's older children, who already had tenuous relationships with the rest of the Brown kids, were further alienated this season instead of encouraging healing. Robyn's involvement in their adult dynamics made things worse. Her insistence on inserting herself into the complex relationships among the Brown siblings felt unnatural and, in many ways, counterproductive. What could have been a moment for unity became yet another fracture in the family, largely because of Robyn's meddling. When the family came together during a time of tragedy, their grief took a back seat. Instead of healing, unresolved tension stole the spotlight, and much of it traced back to Robyn's influence. As season 19 unfolded, it became glaringly obvious that Robyn's controlling behavior had placed Kody in an increasingly uncomfortable position. He found himself stuck in the middle, not by chance, but because Robyn had quietly positioned him there. And while Kody has his own flaws to answer for, Robyn's need to control his movements, conversations, and relationships only made things worse. It wasn't just damaging to his other relationships, it was damaging to him. Robyn's behavior pushed Kody to retreat, to scale back emotionally, and to withdraw from people he once cared deeply about. It wasn't just sad to watch, it was disturbing. We've seen Robyn exert control over Kody before, but this season her influence was more deliberate and damaging than ever. When mated with Kody's stubbornness, this dynamic became poisonous, especially for someone who was supposed to be the patriarch of a sprawling and interconnected family. If Robyn had simply stepped back and allowed Kody to reconnect with his loved ones on his own terms, he might have fewer regrets weighing him down, but the regrets keep piling up. And then came to tell. All just when fans believed Marries Brown had found closure and strength, season 19's tell-all special blew the lid off once again. During part 2 of the special, viewers witnessed a shocking shift in the dynamic between Marries and her ex-husband Kody. Rather than offering respect or resolution, Kody deliberately ignored Marries, leaving fans stunned and questioning just how deep the wounds still go. It was a moment that left fans torn between hope and hesitation. During the Sister Wives season 19 tell-all, Kody and Marries shared an unexpected laugh while watching an old clip. In it, a younger Marries had accidentally backed into Kody during a family moving day, a simple, awkward moment that surprisingly broke the tension between them. For the briefest of moments, the frost between them seemed to thaw. There was laughter, there was nostalgia, and most shocking of all, there was warmth. Kody even admitted to something heartfelt. Seeing that version of Marries reminded him of the woman he once fell in love with, but just as quickly as the mood softened, he delivered a gut punch, saying it was a terrible moment because, in his words, he was now only supposed to have one wife. That single sentence spoke volumes. It revealed the emotional tangle Kody still carries. A mix of nostalgia, regret, and guilt, tightly wounded and unresolved. While the lighthearted clip gave fans a rare, almost tender glimpse into what once was, many weren't convinced. Online forums lit up with divided opinions. Was it a genuine breakthrough or just another sister wife set up for emotional bait? Some speculated that Kody had softened Marries emotionally in the weeks leading up to filming. One sharp-eyed viewer noted that in a more recently taped interview, Marries herself admitted sadness over the fact that she and Kody still couldn't even be friendly as exes. If that's true, the warmth fans saw on screen may have melted away the moment the camera stopped rolling. Others weren't so forgiving. The reactions were mixed, ranging from hope to harsh criticism. Some fans are rooting for Marries' healing, others are exhausted by what they see as yet another cycle of false hope and emotional manipulation. But outside the confines of the show, Marries' behavior reveals another narrative, one of quiet, steady change. She's been moving away not only emotionally, but spiritually and socially from the Sister Wives brand. In a recent empowering social media post, Marries posted a quote that seemed to say it all: "Your new life is going to cost you your old life. Are you ready to make that deal?" The post did not go unremarked to some. It was a defiant statement, a notice that Marries is not looking back, that she's stepping out from the shadow of her past, from promoting self-love and empowerment to traveling with close friends and building new connections with people on similar paths. Marries' life has begun to look beautifully solo, and while she hasn't shut the door on love entirely, the conversation around her future has shifted. It's no longer about finding the right partner, it's about finding peace. But just as Marries begins her next chapter, another member of the Brown family is finding his way through an entirely different emotional maze. Coming up next, Kody Brown makes a surprising breakthrough in healing his broken relationships with his kids. But is it real or just too late for Sister Wives patriarch Kody Brown? The journey to repair what's been broken is far from over, but it's a road he's finally walking, one slow and painful step at a time. After a decade marked by personal upheaval, fractured marriages, and broken trust, Kody is now confronting perhaps his biggest challenge, yet rebuilding his relationships with his children, his connections with Marries, Janelle, and Christine. may have splintered, but the emotional fallout didn't stop there. Several of Kody's adult children have publicly expressed disappointment, even resentment toward their father, accusing him of abandoning them both emotionally and physically during crucial moments of their lives, and the damage hasn't been easy to undo. Robyn Brown, Kody's only remaining wife, has consistently encouraged him to take responsibility and make an effort to reconnect with his kids. And according to Suki Krishnan, host of the Sister Wives Tell All, Kody has started doing just that. In a recent appearance on the Sarah Fraser show, Suki offered a rare, hopeful update. He is doing the best he can, she shared. He's trying to find a place where he can meet his sons as men and his daughters as women, and maybe try and heal those wounds. Her words struck a chord with fans who followed the family saga for years. The idea that Kody is trying sincerely is encouraging, but as Suki herself admitted, it won't be easy. Some of his children want nothing to do with him. According to Suki, several Brown kids have chosen to cut ties altogether, possibly fed up with years of inconsistency and emotional turbulence. They no longer want him in their lives if it means reopening old wounds. And that's not the only obstacle. Kody now lives in Flagstaff, Arizona, while most of his adult children are spread out across different states. Reconnecting will mean traveling, coordinating, and humbling himself, all while navigating deeply emotional terrain with over 10 children from his former marriages. It's a heavy lift, but still, Kody is trying. Suki believes that despite the pain in history, Kody has matured since the collapse of his plural marriages. His desire to heal the rift, however late, seems genuine. It's difficult, she said, but he's working on it. The question now is, will his kids let him back in as the family's dynamics continue to shift? The spotlight turns not just to the wives, but to the children. The coming seasons of Sister Wives are expected to pivot toward this new emotional arc, Kody's reckoning as a father who once ruled a sprawling household with confidence, now left hoping for forgiveness from the ones who mattered most as the dust settles from the Sister Wives. Season 19 Tell All. Robyn Brown is finding herself at the center of a growing storm. Once the quiet, supportive fourth wife, Robyn's behavior, especially during the reunion, is now under heavy scrutiny by both fans and former family members alike. Robyn joined the Brown family in 2010 and quickly became a key figure in the unfolding family drama. Her presence, however, has long been a point of tension. Many of Kody's former wives, Mary, Janelle, and Christine, have accused Robyn of manipulating family dynamics and becoming Kody's clear favorite. That tension was once again on full display during the recent tell-all. What frustrated fans the most? Robyn's evasive and defensive demeanor during the one-on-one interview with host Suki Krishnan. In one especially discussed moment, Suki asked if Robyn believed Kody was biased in her favor. Robyn flatly answered, "I don't think so." That simple response stirred online backlash. One Reddit user mocked the moment, questioning if Robyn even understood the meaning of bias. Others accused her of dodging accountability while pretending not to understand the root of the problem. Some fans joked that Robyn must have been using a Kody 2 English dictionary just to survive the conversation, but it wasn't just her vocabulary under fire. It was her entire attitude throughout the reunion. Robyn frequently answered questions with, "I don't know," or deflected entirely, leaving viewers frustrated by what they saw as a lack of honesty. Her reluctance to dive deep into her role in the family rift spoke volumes. Many fans felt she was either in denial or simply unwilling to admit her part in the chaos. Things got even more uncomfortable when Suki brought up the nickname Sacred Cow, a label given to Robyn by Janelle, implying she was treated as untouchable within the family. Robyn's reply, I don't know, whatever now," being told off with a dismissive, "I don't care," fuels speculation that Robyn has little interest in confronting the painful truth about how she is perceived. When asked to clarify if she knew what the term meant, she again replied vaguely, "I don't know what that is." Continuing her pattern of sidestepping direct questions, Robyn also expressed frustration at constantly being the focus of criticism. telling Mitsuki she was tired of her name coming up so often and wished the otherwise would focus on their own relationships with Kody. But even as Robyn tried to distance herself from the drama, Janelle had her own theory that Kody was intentionally casting himself as the villain to draw attention away from Robyn. And if that's true, the narrative is more tangled than ever as sister wives. Marches forward, the spotlight isn't just on Kody's broken relationships, it's also on Robyn's role in the family's downfall. Is she truly misunderstood or carefully managing her image behind vague answers and deflections? The truth may still be unfolding, but one thing is clear: Robyn is no longer just a background character. She's now at the center of the Brown family's most controversial storyline, yet as the tell-all episodes of Sister Wives Season 19 continue to peel back the layers of the Brown family's unraveling. Robyn Brown's guarded responses have only added fuel to the fire. Throughout her one-on-one interview, Robyn appeared more concerned with managing her public image than confronting hard truths. Her vague and often defensive answers gave viewers the impression that she was less interested in healing and more interested in controlling the narrative. In a surprising moment, Robyn referred to herself as Kody's whipping boy, a phrase that caught many off guard. She claimed she felt cheated out of polygamy, suggesting that the dream she signed up for, one of sisterhood and shared love, had turned into something bitter and isolating. But even those admissions felt half-hearted. Robyn appeared reluctant to delve into those emotions on any level of depth, frequently shutting down inquiry or evading when things became awkward. This refusal to delve deeply left fans vexed, casting major suspicions that there is any actual reconciliation taking place off camera. In a different one-on-one interview, however, Janelle Brown went as far as talking in depth about her fights with Robyn, always seen as one of the more level-headed and relatable wives. Janelle brought a mix of candor, warmth, and regret to the conversation. She revealed something unexpected: that she wished her courtship with Kody had lasted longer before they entered into their spiritual marriage in 1993. At the time, Kody had already been spiritually married to Mary. For about 3 years, Janelle was a second wife, entering a family scenario that would eventually expand to 4 wives. Still, Janelle wasn't having regrets over the breakup of the relationship. She confessed that she wished the start had been more slow, so they could really get to know each other before leaping into plural marriage. Her vulnerability resonated with audiences, unlike Robyn, whose interviews seemed emotionally shut down. Janelle was reflective and honest and made fans love her all the more. And just when you thought Sister Wives Season 19 had already delivered its most jarring moments, the special one-on-one episodes TLC did made the emotional consequences all the more real. From Robyn's tepid evasions to Janelle's heartfelt remorse, it's clear that the cracks in the Brown family are far more than broken marriages. They're about choices and what each person has chosen, sometimes unwillingly to have to face. And yet, as Kody, Robyn, Janelle, and the rest of the crew face up to decadal long choices, one thing is inescapable: the tell-all may not be healing the wounds, but it's finally exposing them in one of the most candid revelations yet. Janelle didn't hold anything back in reflecting on her early relationship with Kody. Speaking honestly, she admitted that if she had had more time to really understand who Kody was, not in the whirlwind of courtship, but in the midst of spiritual ideals of plural marriage, she might have made a very different choice. If I had a year with Kody, I'm not sure I would have married him. Honestly, she confessed that simple statement carried the weight of decades of reflection, not just of her relationship, but on the entire foundation of the Brown family's journey. It was a moment of hard-won clarity and a glimpse into regrets that can only come long after years of living a life hardened by deep-seated beliefs and emotional compromise. Janelle's words underscore what many fans have suspected all along: behind the show's dramatic moments, behind the shifting alliances, is a very real, very human, emotional toll.